My name is Kunal Samani. I'm Chief Market Strategist at Level Traders. In this YouTube channel, we look to provide technical analysis education and weekly videos providing trade ideas. We hope you find this content useful. Remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any future content. Let's get to it. First up is Virgin Galactic. This has been one of my favorites for a while now, and from a technical analysis point of view, I've been mentioning this change in momentum it's had since it broke the 200-day, around mid to late May. You can check out my Twitter handle if you want to read more about this in detail. So the levels I noted were 31.90, followed by 36. Look how price consolidated around 36 once it broke 31.90, and then the break above 36 led to my next target at 39.10. Again, look how price retested 39.10 to confirm resistance is now support. If you want to know more about support and resistance, check out my video on this where I cover this in more detail, and you have the link in the description box. Then came this mega move where the headline came out that the FFA approved passengers for Virgin Galactic to fly into space. So we had this gap and go where the price jumped above 39.10, hitting a high of 57.50 before pulling back. Now that 46.20 area is now key. You can see since then price has struggled to get above that area, the 46 area. However, today's breaking news was that the next flight is scheduled for the 11th of July. And you'll see here that space is currently up 27.6% pre-market, around the $55 mark. So in terms of where do I think this can go? I do think this has legs to go higher. We had the current high of around 57.50, so that's the immediate target for today. Whether that breaks, we'll have to see how the trading session plays out. I do think that if it gets above 57.50, we are looking at around 67.70, and that's my overall target for this stock. In terms of other fundamental factors, currently Virgin Galactic have around 600 reservations for future flights, and it's expected passengers will be able to fly next year, and the cost of each ticket is somewhere between 200 and 250,000. On the flip side, currently there's no revenue or profit being generated because they haven't started that space travel program yet. However, industry reports have suggested that the space tourism market is expected to reach 1.3 billion by 2025, so there is great potential in this area. Another factor to look at is the short interest. So you can see from this chart, the short interest in this stock is around 20.8%. Although the data is a couple of weeks old, you can see that 20.8% is pretty high for short interest in this stock. And what that means is at some point, the hedge funds or the institutional investors that are short this stock will have to buy this stock back. And so that means there's potential for this stock to go even higher. Next stock I want to look at is Viacom. So this stock has done quite a round trip. It's gone from the low 30s right up to 100 before crashing back down to earth. And of course, the reason the stock crashed so heavily was this headline that came out where Archegos went under. A big reason why the stock fell was they were heavily long Viacom CBS. However, now that has cleared up, all the banks have confirmed, or at least nearly confirmed, all their losses from this fallout. You can now see that the stock is beginning to stabilize a bit. I think this is gearing for another push higher. It's consolidating sideways since the beginning of April. However, price did break the 200-day on the 28th of June, as you can see here. This now sets it up for a push higher. It did get as high as 47 before retesting the 200-day. I fully expect this to kick on now in the coming weeks. Do I think we go back to 100? No, I don't. But I do think this has potential to go anywhere between the mid and high 60s. Again, in terms of other fundamentals, there's been a lot of M&A activity in this space, around the streaming space. And you'll see these headlines that have come out recently where AT&T did a massive merger with Warner Media. And then you had Amazon buying MGM recently as well. There was a rumor that came out recently with Comcast. So this was the headline. There were rumors that Comcast was looking to buy either Viacom or Roku, and both shares went up. So one to watch out for. The rumor mill could certainly push this stock higher. NEO is another one of my favorites. And looking at this chart, we can see that in Q1, price actually peaked this year. after making a triple top. That's highlighted in the blue circles. And this started a new downtrend. We price breaking the 200-day, which is the pink dotted line, in early May. However, price also made a double bottom during this period and reclaimed the 200-day, as you can see here. The downtrend was officially broken on the 28th of June, where you can see price breaking above dark blue line. The immediate target is 54.30, where I believe we'll get a pullback, though I do think this has legs to go higher in the medium to longer term. Ultimately, I do see this going up to retest the 64.30 level again at some point, but I think in the short term we will see a bit of a pullback. In terms of other fundamentals, so the EV market continues to remain hot despite the chip shortage. Q1 deliveries for NIO was 20,600, and Q2 went on to beat that, which they released this week at 21,986 deliveries. And this headline shows how NIO has been able to shake off the chip shortage with more than 8,000 deliveries in June. Innovation also is a big part of NIO, so they tend to release one new vehicle each year. The E6 crossover SUV, which was NIO's latest release, was a hit in showrooms last year. And NIO announced what is known as Power Day on the 9th of July. This is where the company details plans to showcase new products, technologies, and lays out plans related to energy replenishment. The other thing going for NIO is it was granted approval on 10th of June to mass produce its ES8 vehicles in Europe, so it's now looking to grow in Europe as well. Another thing going for it. So that was my top 3 stocks for this week, and I'll see you at the next one.